Alrighty guys, what is going on? My name is Orca and welcome back to another mouse review, and in today's video we will be reviewing my old main, the Razer DeathAdder Essential, and basically also a look on all the different DeathAdders since I only own the Essential. Alright, let's take a look at the dimensions first. The DeathAdder has a width of 73 millimeters, a height of 43 millimeters, and a diameter of 127 millimeters, which is actually making it quite a big mouse. So I would only recommend this mouse for like people with decently large hands, compared to my Hottie, which is actually a lot smaller compared to the DeathAdder. Uh, Also, the weight of the mouse is 96 grams, so in this new meta of lightweight mice, it might sound like a big number, but actually when you kind of palm this mouse, it actually is not quite that heavy. It's quite a light mouse for me, and that might also rely on your hand strength. And it is only a lefty mouse, I mean a righty mouse. Sorry, I'm kind of being stupid. And since it is the essential version, it can go up to a maximum of 6,400 DPI, which actually is pretty okay since you actually never need to go over 2,400 DPI in any case unless you're a maniac. The max acceleration of this sensor is 30 Gs, which comparing it to the newer sensors and newer mice, it is still quite a bit on the lower end, but I haven't really noticed any spin outs on the sensor, and it's basically doing as well as my Hottie is, but I still feel like I kind of notice a difference between the 3360 and the old Razer sensor. And the sensor is also an optical sensor for those who are wondering. The switches it features are a Razer mechanical old switch, which are actually just the old switches, which some might feel have a kind of really clicky, mushy feel, and they go up to a minimum of 10 million clicks, which is a pretty good standard. And like a good sensor, it has a maximum refresh rate of 1000 hertz, which is good comparing it to the final meme mice, which are only 500 hertz, which I don't really get why they're capped at 500. I will probably never understand. The mouse also comes with a cable, which I might not really consider a paracord, but it's still quite a decent cable, but it's kind of flimsy and stiff for those who are actually wondering, and it's kind of thin. So it might not be the best cable out there, but since it is quite an old mouse, it's kind of acceptable. But for those who want to main a DeathAdder like the older versions, such as the Elite and the Essential, I would recommend putting a paracord on the mouse, which would decently improve its performance. As far as mouse buttons go, I would say that the side buttons are one of the best in the whole mouse game, and also on the DeathAdder V2, which is the newest DeathAdder, which is just got released today. I would say that these side buttons over the whole DeathAdder spectrum are really the best side buttons in the whole mouse market right now, since they're really huge, really easy to press. You don't really need to use any effort into pressing them at all. They're really comfortable, and they sit in a good spot for your thumb, which means you can just actually just rest them on there without really pressing them accidentally. The mouse 1 and mouse 2 are really decent as well, not really anything too special considering they're the old Razer switches, but they're really clicky, which I like. The only downside to this version, which is the essential, is the scroll wheel, which I don't really like. It's kind of too light for me. The side button is a bit mushy and it's kind of hard to press, which is a downside of the Razer DeathAdder Essential. But having felt a V2, I must say it really feels different on the V2. So if you're looking to get a DeathAdder, be sure to get a V2 since you're just getting an updated DeathAdder with the same size side buttons, maybe just a tiny tad smaller, but really you're getting better switches, you're getting a better scroll wheel. So in that case, I would still recommend really getting DeathAdder no matter what version. In my opinion, this mouse really fits me well for a palm grip. It's not really on the heavy side, but having used the Hottie for over a few weeks now, I'd say that it's kind of getting a bit heavy. But I still really like this mouse overall. It has the essential features which you want from a DeathAdder, just the standard green lighting and the king of the shape, which is the DeathAdder, which is probably the best shape in the whole mouse market, along with the EC1 and 2, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, I'd say that for me these mouse buttons are pretty good. So then like an 8 out of 10. The scroll wheel is not really too good. I'd just say like a 6 maybe. The shape is a 10/10 for me. I really like the shape of the Hottie, but I'd say that if I had to choose, I'd probably get something with the shape of a DeathAdder. But I like the ambidextrous design on the Hottie as well. So anyways, I really recommend this mouse to anyone that's looking for a cheap option for a palm mouse. And for anybody that has really large hands, I'd say get the DeathAdder since it's like really huge. And with the release of the new DeathAdder V2, I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot more DeathAdder around the whole gaming industry, in the gaming community, and it's probably going to be one of the best mice of the year if they do manage to release a ultimate version of the DeathAdder, which I'm really looking forward to, but I'm probably not going to be able to review it only if I have the money, which I don't. So anyways, just to help my poorness maybe, be sure to slap that subscribe button, slap that like button, share this video with all your friends so we can get more views so I can review more mice in the future. And that's it for me. Orca signing off. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.